Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. Wow. 30 years since New Jack City, man. Man, the 30th anniversary of the cult classic, hood classic, black classic, whatever you want to call it, New Jack City, which starred Ice-T, Wesley Snipes, Alan Payne. This movie pretty much had what you would call an all-star cast. This movie was real special. It did some special things in it from, basically you had the group Troop and Levert singing, by, the garbage cans that was lit up with fire, to keep warm and stuff. Um, this movie was released March 8th, 1991. I think I was 16 going on 17 because my birthday isn't till September. But I remember seeing the commercial for this, and we weren't living in Oakland at the time. At the time, we moved out of town. I don't want to say where we moved to, but um, I remember asking my mom to take me and my sisters to see it, and it was kind of funny. She had seen a commercial, and my mother kind of liked Ice-T's music, which was funny because my mother wasn't a big hip hop fan, but for some reason she liked Ice-T's music. So she liked that song Ice-T made called Colors. So, she liked a lot of Ice-T songs. She liked High Rollers and stuff. My mom kind of liked hip hop a little bit. She was a big LL Cool J fan, and she liked Ice-T, and she liked MC Hammer and Heavy D and the Boys. So my mother liked a little bit of hip hop, and it was kind of funny. My mom had seen the commercial, and I'm like, Mom, could you take us to see this? Because remember the movie was rated R, and we wasn't living in Oakland at the time, so you know the place where we was living at, they enforced the R policy. In Oakland, shit, you just just go to the theater, shit. As long as you had the money, they'll let you see whatever you wanted to see. So it was funny. So we went to see the movie after my mom had seen the commercial. My mom was like, shit, I want to see this movie. So my mother took me and my two sisters. We went to this theater, and we saw it, and like we was like, wow, everybody enjoyed the movie. My mother was like, this movie was good. And my stepdad, he was gone. My mom, my dad kind of wasn't speaking at the time, so I kind of didn't get to see my father very much. That's another story for another day. But my stepdad was doing a tour. He was like in Iraq. So, he was fighting for his country. But anyway, but yeah, man, it was man, I was mesmerized when I saw that movie. I still love watching this movie to this day. And keep in mind, also, this is the year, the 30th anniversary of Boys in the Hood and Terminator 2. So you know, I'll be doing those videos as well. And this is also the 30th anniversary, the year of Ice Cube's monumental album, Death Certificate. So that video will be coming soon. But getting back to New Jack City, this movie just had memorable scenes. I mean, um, keep in mind, this was one of Ice-T's first starring roles. I mean, Ice-T was in the movie Breaking, but he didn't have any speaking roles. And Ice-T, for this being one of his, roles where he was like the lead or second to the lead, he did a pretty good job. There were a couple of scenes Ice-T struggled with, but for the most part, you bought Ice-T as an actor, and you knew Ice-T would have a great career as an actor, which he did for the most part, until that shit went down with that song, Cop Killer, and Warner Brothers turned their back on Ice-T, and they left him hanging. And I was like, fuck Warner Brothers for years. But at the end of the day, you look at the job Wesley Snipes did. I love the scene where Wesley Snipes, sticks that sword in Kareem's arm, played by Christopher Williams, and he says, "I never liked you anyway, pretty motherfucker." I mean, this movie had quotable lines after quotable lines, from Chris Rock, Scotty, help me, I'm gonna die. And then Ice-T, you better be ready, homeboy, because you owe a lot of people. You know my mother. So I mean, and then I love the part where Ice-T says at the end after he beats Wesley Snipes' ass and he's about to shoot him, he said, "I want to shoot you so bad, my dick's hard." That movie just had quote after quote. Then what's dude's name? OG, I think his name was Bill Cobb. You're killing your own people with these white devils. And then who can forget? Everybody that's seen the movie, so who could forget the end of the movie where Wesley Snipes' death scene was off the hook too. I don't where's the word? I told you your soul is required in it. So, and then you look at Judd Nelson smiling after Nino Brown gets killed. This movie just was awesome. You know, uh, Rockabye Baby. So I mean, it's just this movie was just awesome, and keep in mind, I'm like I'm like a 16-year-old kid, so I thought it was the greatest movie I ever saw at the time. You know, I was into the black excellence back then. Not as like where am now, but I was just like proud of the movie, man. Everybody did a great job. They made it work. And keep in mind, New Jack City was made on a I think New Jack City, I think the overall budget for New Jack City wasn't that much. I think it was between $3 to $6 million. And they made it work. That movie was not made for a lot of money. I forgot what it did. I don't have the actual box office numbers because somebody put in the comment section what it did at the box office, but it was a very successful movie. I saw it twice. So, we came back to Oakland like a few months later. We came back in like the summer or something. And then, I saw it again at the old Century Theater off of Hagenberger Road. So, if you from Oakland, you know where the old Century Theater is. That was like that man, that used to be the spots, Saturday. So you know, but like I said before, man, this movie stood the test of time, man, because it's just some movies that you watch and you really don't trip off of it. And you just watch it once or twice and you just really be like, okay, enough. You ain't really tripping off of it. But this movie, I've seen New Jack City shit. I can't even think how many times. I think I've seen New Jack City like 25 times. And I refuse to watch that movie edited. I don't watch the edited version whatsoever. I have to see the real version because, I think when they show a movie and they edit it for TV, you might as well not even watch it because they have taken out the purity of the movie. So they have saturated it. That's what I felt about the sequel to Coming to America. It was saturated, and I know people sit up here and I understand what people were saying about, well, times are different now. But like I said, people have selective outrage about certain things that they have in movies, and I'm gonna talk about that later on. They don't want you to say certain things, but then you can do certain things in a movie. You know. So but nevertheless, nevertheless, the movie was a classic. Like I said, this movie was a classic. I'm about to watch it now. I may watch it now. But like I said, this movie just had a bunch of just great lines in the movie. Whoever did the writing and wrote the script, everything was just there. Wesley Snipes, it's the American dream. And then Wesley Snipes turns snitch. I remember me and 7 8 was making fun of somebody, man. We was on the horn talking, and we was talking about that scene. Wesley Snipes said, "If I go down, I'm taking everybody down." He said, "This much bigger than Dino Brown." So, like I said, man, shout out, shout out to the makers of New Jack City, man. Thank you for the classic. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.